Well, here's a live look over our Shones roofing camera in Beatrice, and we're quiet at this hour, still remaining dry, but the forecast becomes a little bit more wet starting tomorrow. We're chilly at this hour, 45 degrees in the capital city, 42 in Beatrice, 40 degrees in Wahoo. We have upper 30s in Omaha, currently sitting at 38 degrees. We're at 44 Grand Island, 40 in Kearney, 41 the current temperature in Hastings. Now, I want to show you the relative humidity, sort of the degree of saturation in the lower levels of the atmosphere, because when we look at the radar, you'll see some returns. However, notice this relative humidity of 52%. That precipitation is falling into this drier air, so it's probably evaporating before it's reaching the ground. But you notice some locations where the relative humidity is starting to rise. It's not uncommon as we go into the nighttime hours, but I think part of this is because we're starting to see some precipitation start to fall into some dry layers, evaporate, and start to moisten the layers. Eventually, that is going to allow rain to reach the surface, probably as we get past midnight tonight. Here are those green returns on radar. Again, not a lot of these likely reaching the surface right now, but eventually these will start reaching the surface. We do have precipitation reaching the surface in the western part of the state, where we have some light snow falling out towards North Platte. And yes, this is snow. There is a winter weather advisory out that way for the counties shaded in purple, and includes communities like Broken Bow, North Platte, Lexington, Arapahoe, McCook, Ogallala, Grant, and this is mainly in the western part of the state. Oh, and one city I forgot to mention here, Kearney, one of the Tri-Cities, is included within this as well. This is a region where we have the potential to see some accumulating snow tomorrow. So let's time this out with Stormcast. As we go throughout the evening hours or into tomorrow morning, notice some of this green echo starting to approach Lincoln. We may start off with some light rain in the wee hours of the morning, but we still see some snow in the western part of the state overnight. That's where we have the best chance to see some accumulations. However, as we head towards your morning commute, notice some of the snow starting to approach the Tri-Cities. We may see a wintry mix or maybe even a brief change over to snow in the Tri-Cities for your morning commute. Notice a couple of these pinks, maybe even these whites or whitish blues approaching Lincoln as well. I don't think it's impossible to see a couple of flakes in Lincoln for the morning commute as well. However, as we head in towards the afternoon, we're going to keep snow in the forecast for the Tri-Cities, especially as you get farther west of the Tri-Cities. But in Lincoln, it looks like a lot of this is going to maintain just light rain status as we'll start to warm up in the afternoon. We won't rule out a flake or two, but I think that by the time we get towards the afternoon, it'll be mainly a light rain event. And in fact, the rain will start to break up by the time we get towards the late afternoon, and we'll start to dry out Monday evening. One thing we have to keep in mind is that accumulations are going to be hard to come by, especially farther east, because we have warm soil temperatures. See, soil temperature as of 10 o'clock tonight, 48 degrees in Lincoln. We see 40s out farther west as well. So the snow is going to have to fall rather hard in order to see any accumulations. And there's a good chance of seeing some hard snowfall or heavy snowfall out farther west. You see anywhere from 3 to 5 inches possible out towards North Platte and Ogallala, but accumulations start to decrease as we head farther east. I still think maybe an inch is possible out towards Kearney, maybe on grassy surfaces and elevated surfaces, but accumulations really drop off as you head farther east. Here's a good visualization of that. You see the probability of seeing greater than an inch of precipitation out towards Hastings and Grand Island, roughly about 10% or so. Kearney here roughly in that 20 to 30% range, but you head farther west, the chances really start to go up. And look at Lincoln here, the chance of seeing over an inch of snowfall, 0. In fact, I don't think we're going to see much in terms of any accumulations in Lincoln. So for tonight, 35 degrees. The clouds will continue to thicken up, maybe a wintry mix by morning, a rain-snow mix for the afternoon, 41 degrees the high temperature, and by the time we get to the afternoon, mainly light rain, and it'll start to taper off quite a bit. Here's a look at your 10-day forecast. We'll start to dry out on Tuesday, partly cloudy, 46 degrees. Mostly cloudy on Wednesday, 45 the high temperature. Warming things up as we end the week, 52 degrees on Friday, becoming breezy. And really not many rain chances over the next 10 days except for tomorrow. Keep in mind, Brittany Foster will be in here tomorrow with an updated forecast, and she'll have a live look at the radar as snow will be falling in some parts of our viewing area tomorrow morning.
A tear